Few days left before the Ukrainians will have their votes given to one of the 39 presidential candidates. And we continue unveiling the things the candidates prefer not to mention, because the voters should know all about their future president. According to the survey results, Yuriy Boyko maintains a strong second place in the rating list. His name is associated with one of the hottest corruption champs in the history of Ukraine, revealed by the journalist in 2011. Yet, it has been named after him, Boiko's derricks. The people of Ukraine remember a story about two oil platforms purchased at a price twice as high as market one. That arrangement cost $400 million to the Ukrainian budget. The scheme itself was so complex that it's still under investigation. The case involved many big names, like the seniors of National Joint Stock Company Naftogaz of Ukraine, ex-president Viktor Yanukovych, and head of National Bank at the time Serhiy Arbuzov. But the head of Ministry of Energy and Coal Mining of Ukraine is not on the list, added despite his signature under the Ministry of Energy documents. Those papers allowed to double the expenses of Chernomor Naftogaz, state joint company, enabling the purchase of the notorious derricks. Now we have how hard evidence for his awareness of a criminal scheme. And what's even more important, we have no evidence for the receipt of criminal money, said Yuriy Lyashko, the chief prosecutor, in the last year. This story is proof of Yuriy Boyko's political viability and strong connections not only with ex-regionals, but also with the present government. Though in the public eye, he is an ardent oppositionist to the latter. It's also worth noting that Yuriy Boyko is associated with a high-profile Ukrainian businessman Dmytro Firtash. Some analysts perceive Boyko as his protege, pointing at their joint interest in energetics. Another presidential candidate is Anatoly Gritsenko. In years 2005-2007, he was a Minister of Defense of Ukraine, and that's what he is mostly criticized about by the opponents. In particular, he is accused of selling the evident property of the army, including the armors and the military equipment, at an understandable price, either of scams with housing construction for the army men. Gritsenko himself denied the accusations, attributing them to a negative campaigning. He claims the opponents raised a ruckus in 2014, accusing him of selling the army. Though there were no prosecutions proceedings in that regard. A People's Deputy and leader of the Radical Party, Oleg Lyashko, was a journalist in the 90s and often criticized the government in his materials. He had been imprisoned for activity other than journalism and also for the accusations of defamation. At that time, as editor-in-chief of an opposition newspaper, he was imprisoned for 2 years, and the title itself was closed down. Oleg Lyashko has a double-table and outrageous personality. He criticized the government, but that does not prevent his radical party from voting in the same way as government-affiliated fractions. Besides, Oleg Lyashko is a frequent visitor of the enterprises and media resources owned by Rinat Akhmetov, a billionaire. In 2013, the politician referred to Akhmetov as a guarantor of Ukrainian independence. Time and again, Lyashko has been involved in fighting in the Verkhovna Rada. They fought with Adam Martinyuk, deputy chairman of Verkhovna Rada, as well as Igor Yeremyev, Serhiy Melnichuk, and even Yuriy Boyko. For so many times, Lyashko has been in the crosshairs. In September 2018, it was believed that law enforcement officials were going to remove his parliamentary immunity for the charge of unjust enrichment, but the rumors were not proven to be true. And there have been even more serious scandals to his name. In the year 2012, a 16-year-old Vadim Tereshchenko accused Lyashko of rape. 6 months later, the deputy was detained when attempting to take two boys, 12 and 14 years old, from Yaltan foster home to Turkey for health improvement, as he explained to the airport staff. And in 2014, a criminal case was initiated against him. The politician was suspected of sexual abuse of children committed in Kazakhstan in 2011-2013. The spate of sex scandals in Oleg Lyashko's life ended up when a video of an alleged interrogation appeared on the web. In that video, the politician tells about his sexual affair with a government official called Borya. Lyashko claims the video is fake. After that, Lyashko met Rosita, who has become his partner wife. The couple got married in 2018. In his social media, the politician is posting many photos with his wife, daughter, and their dog.